I'm Alpha, and here's my 5-minute morning show for you. I want to say thanks to Tony here in Atlanta and my friend John in Denver. Make this a part of their day every day. Thank you. I'm truly honored and complimented by that, and I appreciate it. It could be the best 5 minutes of your life. And if it is, I feel very sorry for you. I really do. Going to start the clock for you right now by asking you this brain stretcher question. 9,000 of these are purchased every year and never used. 9,000 purchased and never used. What are we talking about? Well, we'll have the answer for that in a little less than 5 minutes. The news today just makes you want to shake your head and go, who's in charge and why? What is going on? Before we get to that, though, I want to start with a good news story and end with a fun news story as well. And this one comes out of Jefferson City, Missouri. It's the break time convenience store in Jefferson City. There's a young clerk there, apparently only been there a few weeks, but by all accounts a great employee and a heck of a nice guy. Could use a little dental work because he's missing his front teeth there. I'm not making a joke or casting aspersions. That's just the way it is. He bought a Powerball ticket the other day for the big drawing from his employer, and it had all the numbers, and he won $259 million. And because of that, the break time wins $50,000 for their efforts. So they really love this guy. My only hope is that this guy is not too nice, that people don't take advantage of him. Most lottery winners wind up broke. I hope he doesn't. He's going to get $124 million spread out over 30 years, $4 million a year. Please, please use it wisely. But please, first thing, get the teeth fixed, okay? Now for the news. It just makes you shake your head and wonder, why is this happening, and why don't we just clean house and get rid of everybody up there in Washington, D.C. now? Securities and Exchange Commission. They are the governmental body that keeps track and rides herd over all the financial transactions on Wall Street, commodities exchanges, these sorts of things. While there was a financial meltdown going on, while we were in one of our worst financial crises in history, a number of the SEC employees were sitting on their computers watching porn. And it seems the worse the whole problem got, the more porn they watched. There was one guy in particular who watched 8 hours of porn a day. Now let me see, 8 hours, that's pretty much how many days a week you work. Sounds to me like he wasn't getting much done, huh? He even overloaded his hard drive, so he had to bring in DVDs and burn DVDs of the stuff, and still had the DVDs sitting around his office. He's retired. Retired? Why isn't he fired? Why isn't he brought up on charges? There's got to be something. Yesterday, Earth Day. I don't care how you feel about Earth Day, silly day, whatever it is. But the president and vice president flew on 2 separate airplanes from Washington, D.C. to New York using 9,000 gallons of jet fuel to attend 2 separate events just a few miles apart. Now, I understand that the president and vice president can't fly on the same airplane, blah, blah, blah. But there had to have been, or should have been, some sort of coordination, so somebody could have arranged a better system than this. I mean, Earth Day. The people who arrange and organize Earth Day, they kind of hate jet fuel being burned. And what are you doing? You burning it to celebrate their day. Remember a few months back when the president had all these guys in white coats, guys and women, men and women in the white coats, supposedly members of the American Medical Association, and they were there in support of the health care bill. And he said this bill is going to bring the cost of health care down by double digits. Well, new study out today by the Department of Health and Human Services, or is it Health and Welfare, whatever. They say, well, maybe that's not going to be true. Maybe it's not going to reduce healthcare costs at all. In fact, maybe it's going to increase them a little bit. Okay. Now, we were promised it was going to decrease healthcare costs. I'm not going to do that. We were told it was going to decrease premiums. It's not going to do that either, because there's no language in there that keeps the insurance companies from jacking up the premiums. I think they got to cover a lot more people for a lot of stuff. I mean, they got to cover 19-year-old healthy males for pregnancy, for crying out loud. So you're telling me now that this thing we voted for is going to jack up prices everywhere? And now you're going to talk about the cap and trade, which is going to jack up our energy costs? And now you're talking about raising taxes on people, and now you're talking about the value-added tax. It pretty much seems like we're going broke even faster. And what's the government doing? Continuing to spend, continuing to throw more money at problems when we don't have any money to throw. It just makes you shake your head. All right, here's a good story, though. Let me get her name, Jennifer McCrae. Remember the other day I was telling you the story about this Iranian cleric, Siddiqui, I think his name, who said it's promiscuous women who are causing the earthquakes in this world. Well, she's planning Monday, in fact, is National Boobquake Day. She's inviting all women to show as much cleavage as possible and see if there's going to be an earthquake. You know, I like the way this woman thinks. Now keep in mind, guys, this is for women only. We don't need to see any of your cleavage, okay? I'll have the website on the blog if you want to check it out and find out more about it, or if you want to participate. All right, the answer to the brain stretcher, 9,000 of these are bought every year and never used. Marriage licenses. And trust me, if you buy one and then don't use it, it's probably best you just write off that 25 bucks. Yeah, good learning process, huh? That's it. That's my 5 minutes for today. We'll see you next time. And again, thank you for making me a part of your day. I'm Alpha Trivette.